Oh, that's very tricky.
Okay, that's all I was wondering.
Everybody hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you here in the Bronson trailer.
Okay. I'll mute everybody. Well, or if you want to mute yourselves, and then and I'll just get started. It's 3 o'clock for everybody's time, and then if you've got questions, you can either interject or let me get through. I'm just doing observations and daily reports today. That's it. If you got any other questions, let me know. So I'll get started. I don't know how much anybody's seen this, so I'll just kind of start right from the home page of your project. From your home page, you can see your project overview. You can see if you have any observations outstanding, or you can get to observations from your toolbox up here and click on them as well. If you do click on your observations down here, it'll show you what you have outstanding, and you can go to it and check on it and finish it up there. Going into observations on your desktop, you go into the toolbox, you pull up your observations, and you've got a complete overview. You got a complete overview of any observations you have outstanding on your project or that you've created. You can filter them by the status, by priority, by a number of different things, and search for them obviously too. I was just going to run through and show how I've used observations and how we've been currently using them for anybody that has not messed with them yet. And I've also got the ability to show on my phone, which is where you're probably going to generate a majority of your observations. So I'm bringing my phone up here now. This is the phone view from the app. If you don't have the app, I highly recommend you download it. You can do a majority of your daily stuff on the app, from the app. You can see you've got all your tools there, all your different modules. If you go into observations, you can see again any observations that have already been created and see the status on them. I'm just going to create a new one. I'll just do a quick fake one here. For title, you can put in there whatever it is. If it's a housekeeping, if it's whatever, you can put in a specific title. I'll just do an incomplete work one. So you can put in a title, then you can choose what type. Right now we have these types available. We have several safety ones, we have several quality ones. You can see for the safety ones, if you've got a guy that's a problem child just simply for PPE or safety glasses, you can use this and take a picture of him and send it to his safety guy, and I mean, it's kind of enough said. So for this one, we'll do the safety glasses one. I'll assign it. I've created a fake subcontractor here so you can see what it looks like on the subcontractor end as well. I'll assign it to them here. Distribution-wise, you can assign it to their safety director, you can assign it to their foreman, you can assign it to their PM, you can copy all of them on it. You also will have some groups assigned or set up in yours as well. You can, if it's a larger safety item, right from here, you can put our whole safety team copied on this. Excuse me, right on this observation. So the safety team will immediately be notified of your observation. You can choose which trade they belong to, put them in there. So that information's in there. Locations, the locations are something you set up for your project as you're going along. If you want to isolate areas, you can create as many new locations and sub-locations and sub-locations and sub-locations as you want to. but those are all generated by you on your project. You've got a due date. If you want it due same day, the standard I think is 5 days, but if it's immediate, you can do it for same day. Oops, and I just canceled that one right out. I went back. So I'll set that back up real quick. I'll do PPE. And let's create it again real quick. My fault. Due date and then description. No safety glasses. Done. You can take a picture right from your phone, right out in the field of whatever it is. I'll just take a picture of this pen here. Okay. If you want to, you can draw on this. You can make text notes on there, whatever you want to do. You can make a text box, make notes. So anything you want to add to it, you can. Right from your phone, click save. That photo is now attached to it. You can add multiple photos, as you can see. Click done. Now this is ready to save. I'll show you two things here. So if you're out in the field, you're walking around, you have several safety observations. You can be walking around and quickly create a bunch of them if you want to come back into the trailer and make more detailed notes about it. This does not send until you either push the little airplane icon that you see right here, or until you go back into the trailer. And if I refresh my observations here, should see a new one pop up. So now you can see there's a new observation here that's ready to be sent if I want to send it, or I can come back in here and I can edit it. I can add more people, I can add more detail, I can do whatever I want to it and update it, or I can go back and send it out. So you can see what it's like on the subcontractor end. I set up this fake subcontractor, so I can click send mine. So that's immediately going out. And then we've got this airway fake contractor, and you can see he's already got an email notification that he's got a new observation. He pulls it up, you can see no safety glasses. He's got a contractor that doesn't have his safety glasses on. You can view the picture right from the email. If he's already logged into Procore or he's on his phone and he gets this, if he clicks view on Procore, he's immediately taken to that observation. And he can, if he's on his phone, he can change the status from his phone or from his desktop. Either take a picture quickly and say, no, my guy has safety glasses on, ready for review, and immediately update the status and send it back to me. So it can be that quick. I think some people think this might be a cumbersome process, but it's pretty quick. You can send it out quickly, let people know, and they can respond to it just as quickly by addressing the issue, sending a picture back, and letting you know that it's complete. So then on my end, I just got an email telling me that that's complete, and I can either go to it from my email, or if I'm in Procore, I see that that status has changed. I can simply come in here, and you can see the status is here, ready for review. I can come in, take a picture, or just close it out and say, yep, that's addressed, all done. So that's one way we're using observations. I guess that's the quick and easy process of how we've been using it. So you can use it for safety observations or quality observations, the number of different things that we have on there. It's what we had set up. So I guess for that one, does anybody have any questions on observations before I move on to daily logs?
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
Doesn't this tie to punch list somehow also?
You can do pre-punch list observations as well as you're making your pre-punch. You can send them out pre-punch as well, or if you're ready for your true punch, there's a punch list module that you can do it. But if you're doing a pre-punch walkthrough, and you're seeing incomplete work, you can definitely send them out as a pre-punch list observation as well.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, be there on the quality. There's a pre-punch or non-conformance. So several different things you can use them for, but just a quick way to send out information and track it and have a tracked response that needs to be accounted for. So, any other questions on observations? Okay, I will move on to daily logs then. This project is pretty small, so there's not a whole lot on here. But for daily logs, I do a majority of mine on my mobile phone entirely. You can come back and do it from your desktop just like you have in the past. And or you can do it from your mobile phone. So you can see it automatically puts in all your daily weather. The primary thing that we focus on is the manpower log. Here is where we've been entering in our number of workers, hours worked, location they're working, and then a good description of what they're doing. And then you can add any photos. You can add unlimited photos on here for what they're working on, which is nice and not something that we had in Constructware, obviously. So this is where we're entering the majority of our information. You don't need to double it up and do it in time card entry 2, just in manpower log. If you put in the company, the number of workers, the hours worked, and a good description and any photos of what they're doing is a pretty good notes log. You can make additional notes outside of the scope of work going on here. I use that one frequently, and then the other one, obviously equipment log if you have any equipment on site, visitor log, and inspection log are the other ones that we're primarily using currently. There are others that you can use if you're tracking deliveries or any of these other ones, but those are the primary ones that everybody's expecting to see filled out thoroughly. If you have any, you can see here, you can also do the copy daily log, so as you're on your current day, you can still copy over the previous day, get all that information over. But what I tend to do, and I find this to be the most efficient way to do it on my end anyway, is I do most of it right from the app. If you come into your project and your daily logs, so I'm already on the daily log, so you come into your app, you come onto your daily log, you got your manpower log. I find it easiest just to be walking around the site and filling it out right as I go, just to show you. You can, right from the app, you can put in here who you've got on site, if my phone didn't freeze. Yeah,
So you did that from Manpower? Oh.
Yeah, so this is on manpower. You can put your company in, you can put your workers in, and you can put your hours worked. Just that quick. Location they worked. You've got your preset locations. You can add sub-locations, and a lot of times you can either type in what they're doing, or you can even walk around and do voice to text, and it works pretty darn good on what they're doing. Put your description in for the day, and then as you're walking around, you can either take live pictures of what's going on for the day, or you can go into your right into your camera roll and pull any pictures off your camera roll and add pictures in that you've already previously taken for the day. So pretty quick and easy to do it on your phone. You save that one and create another one, and you're on to the next one. Same thing with the other parts of it. As you're walking around, if you have any notes to make, I like to make them right on that notes log as I'm walking around and taking a look at the stuff at real time. But that's primarily how I've been using the daily log tool. Just to kind of give you an example from a project that's got more I can show you more of a more thorough one if anybody wants to see it from Family Health. But any questions on daily logs or how we're using it or anything you can and can't do with it?
I've got his information, so I will call him, tell him that that's what's going on, and he's gonna be able to have a bucket.
Any questions from anybody? Anybody there?
Hey Scott, is there any way that trades go in and put their own man hours in?
We discussed it as an option. Currently, the mindset is that
You won't do it?
not that they won't do it, but that we want to have control of that daily log. That's our documentation for the project.
Okay.
So we didn't want to open that up for them to go in and input information, essentially.
All right.
But it is, that's the current discussion. It has been discussed, but it hasn't been, that's the current status of it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Anybody have any questions on anything I did or navigating through it? It's pretty straightforward. Much easier to use than Constructware.
No, it's really amazing how easy it is.
I agree.
I do have one question. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. So from the observations, though, there's no way to make the observation go into the punch list module?
If you're doing a pre-punch one, it's going to stay in observations. If you are doing punch list,
Right.
there's a separate module for it.
Okay, so it's not, you couldn't make the pre-punch item go to punch list.
No.
Say like it never got addressed when.
Not that I'm aware of, no. You can do, but
Yeah, that's fine.
the punch list tool is pretty similar. So if you're doing punch list, you can go into punch list and create items basically the same way.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I just wasn't sure if there was some shortcut you could just kind of transfer stuff over. But.
Sure. Any other questions? Those are the only two modules they asked me to cover today. I think we went through them pretty quick. If anybody's got questions on anything else, I mean, we might be able to hit them real quick, but those are the primary two that they asked me to cover today. So here you can see from a previous report, I mean, you can add essentially unlimited pictures in here of the scope going on, all that information in there. Notes, you can add pictures, information in there. So just an indication of how we're using it on site at Family Health. Any other questions?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, hopefully that was helpful. If nobody has any questions, that's about all I had to go through today. So if you have
Thank
anything,
you.
speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, you bet.
We're good at the Bronson trailer.
All right. Thank you.